What's good, Elevation Nation, and welcome to the Elevated Podcast, where the it is your inner tugging and abundance is our reality. We are live, and I am your host, Christian. So let's go. Listen up. This week's episode, we are having a conversation around the topic, how to attract abundance by bringing that forward. All right. Bringing that forward. And what I want you to do is, since we're live on YouTube, and if you're catching the replay, you can participate as well as if you're just listening through the area of the audio podcast, you can participate by speaking this thing out loud, because we want to release that in the earth realm anyway. Right. So you can just put that in the comment section. All right. That, because we're talking about how to attract abundance by bringing that forward. So the question becomes, what is that? What is that? All right. What is that? And so I want you to actually tell me, but since we're live, right? Like I said, unless you're catching the replay, and again, participate in the flow. What I have is a statement that I'd like to share with you. And I want you to tell me what you feel or think that is. All right. Are you ready for this statement? All right. When you bring forth that within you, then that which you have will save you. But if you do not, then that will kill you. Ooh, I know it's a little strong, but I'll say it again. If you're riding and you're listening, or if you just heard it and it was quick, it's like, which that we talking about? Listen. When you bring forth that within you, then that which you have will save you. Let's just start with that right there, right? Now, this statement is taken from a Gnostic gospel, the Gospel of Thomas. And I'll tell you, when I read it initially, I was like, what in the world does that mean? Y'all see what I did right there? Y'all see what I did? And so we're going to share a little bit from this area, this perspective, because it is very much tied to abundance. And I want to share my interpretation of this. But thank you for typing that. I see it out there, but I want you to be at a place where you put what you believe or you feel that means. When you bring forth that which is within you, what is that? What are we talking about right there? All right. So I'll start with my side while you're warming up and putting in the chat area, sharing this, liking, subscribe. Is this your first time on the Elevated Podcast? This is our very first time doing this live in this way, and we are super excited to have you. But when you bring forth that, when you operate from your true self, I want to share with you that abundance naturally flows. When you bring forth and operate from your true self, abundance naturally flows. Now, if you don't, then what you experience can be limiting and lifeless. Come on, somebody, right then and there, right? Because what manifests on your behalf is actually a byproduct of you being you. I'm going to take a water from my new Elevated Podcast cup. All right. Johnny, you said I'm back. I see it. I appreciate it. All right. What manifests on your behalf is a byproduct of you actually, of you being you. All right. And so when we're looking at that area, I can remember being at a point in time where my focus had been a lot on external manifestation of things. It could be on a house, and they're amazing, and we're blessed to be in a house that we're in, the cars that we drive. It could be on numbers of followers. It could be on different variations, different things, different expressions. And like I've shared before, if you've been watching the area of the podcast or listening to the podcast, then you realize that I've been talking about this is 3D, what we see and experience right here and now, this area of external abundance, because obviously financial abundance is not the only area of abundance. We have inner abundance, spiritual abundance, financial abundance, material abundance. And a lot of times the material side, that's the part where a lot of us have focused on. Right. And so looking at that, I realized that while I was trying to seek that, while I was doing this and doing that and following this program or doing this various thing and trying to get to this specific result, that was external things. And trying to get it by focusing on it wasn't happening. It wasn't working. Are y'all with me? And so what I realize is that those materialistic things, those even spiritual aspects, the inner abundance, the things of joy, peace, power, all of that is a byproduct of you being you. And sometimes it can be seen to be difficult, but it's really simple. Right? It's simple. I didn't say necessarily easy, but it can be, right? Simple because there's a lot of unlearning that we would do, a lot of pressure that we put on self, culture, so forth and so on. What success means in this way, what success means is that. And I've learned that success is spiritual, all right? And so as we're operating from a place of oneness, right? Where we can put in our mouths and our mind, like, my life is the life of God, right? God, right? The love, joy, presence, peace, life, power, whatever you want to, however you want to define it, life source, abundance, power. You just put it. My life is a life of God. My life is a life of love. My life is a life of presence. My life is a life of beauty. My life is the life of power. My life. We can go on and on and on, but we have to not only believe it, we have to embody it. We have to align our mind, our beliefs, our words, our actions, our vibration to that direction of being exactly who we are, and those things being released. And as we're releasing it, putting blessings in the earth realm, then there are byproducts of what I'm sharing, right? Of you being you. The other things will happen. They will take place, that material abundance, right? So basically what I'm saying is all of this comes with that. Somebody put that in the comment section or say that out loud. All of this comes with that. What do you mean? All of this inner abundance, the spiritual abundance, the financial abundance, material abundance, it comes with that. Look, bringing forth that which is already within you. Listen, my brother and my sister, there's nothing missing, nothing lacking. I tell my clients, I tell people that I do life with, I don't view people as, you should see the screensaver on my desktop, as broken. I view people as a flower, right? And as we share, as we do life together, as we do, then there's an unfolding that happens for you to bloom and blossom and be what you've been designed and desired to be. And once there's alignment and oneness, then that thing can go ahead and take place. So this comes with that, bringing forth that which is already within you, you being your authentic self, operating from your full potential, being one with God and operating from your inner tugging. Are y'all with me? Talk to me. All right. I see it. All of this comes with that. All right. Feel free to put comments out there. We're live. I'm able to read them. I'm able to answer questions. We'll get into all that. All right. So when you bring forth that, and operate from your being, your true self, your oneness with God, beauty, love, source, all that, then your abundance is a reality, and we're able to operate from that place. And so if you looked in the area of the thumbnail, you would have seen that I had two things in my hand. Now let me know what I had in my hand. All right. What did you see in my hand? Two items. Let's see who's on it. I like that, Larry. You say he's giving us everything for life and godliness. I love it. What's the two things? I see you on here. Talk to me. Two things that I had. Yep. I had this, or was it this and that? Which one was it? Both, right? This or that. All right. So this right here, and if you're listening, I'm holding in my hand ginger root, and I have ginger ale. All right, ginger root and the ginger ale. So with the organic ginger, let's start with that right there. All right. So it has health benefits. All right. We're talking about pure nature and health benefits. If you know some health benefits from ginger, put that in the comment section, and we'll read off some of those things with that. All right. Okay. Yes, I see y'all responding. That's good. Yeah, some health benefits pertaining to this. I'll tell you, for me, it's been helpful pertaining to my throat. I do a lot of speaking, so It helps in the area of my throat and dealing with inflammatory properties and things. It has also been a blessing as far as dealing with stomach situations and nausea. This has been a great blessing pertaining to that as well. So these are two major things for me why I use specifically ginger, the root by itself. All right. Um, so then there's the area of ginger ale. All right. So with the area of ginger ale, and I don't have the sponsors yet from them, so I am going to give specifically to the brand. So you don't know which one this is. You can guess. If you know me, you know what brand this is, but but a lot of times this is more about flavor and carbonation than the actual benefits of the ginger. All right. So which one do you think would be more expensive? The area of it. All right. What do you think that the ginger root or the actual ginger cost me more when I went to purchase this from the grocery store? All right. And within that too, how much would you be willing to pay for the ginger compared to the ginger ale? All right. You're talking back to me? Talk back to me. All right. So we'll keep this thing moving. Recently, Lanisha, I, and family, we've come back from the DR, and this is funny because there was some of us who was going through some stomach situations, and so coming back, we realized, look, man, that ginger ale would be settling, and so I was shocked to see in the airport how much a can of ginger ale had cost. $5. What? $5 for a can of ginger ale. But even look at the area of that, depending on what's going on with you, you value that thing at a different level, right? If you were dealing with the area of nausea and you ain't been feeling well, you see $5. Look, some of you might say, look, I'll pay 20, 30, 40 if this is going to go ahead and help me to go ahead and move forward pertaining to that. Or the area of the ginger. Some of y'all have seen this ginger root and just started chewing on it to get its benefits from there, right? But they both have inherent value of each of them. And so what I want us to explore is the area when we look at the area of the ginger root. Now look, the ginger root as opposed to the ginger ale, it's not a right or wrong. So I don't want you to think, oh, this is right or this is wrong, right? Because they're both have its benefits and they're both able to move forward. But for the purpose of our conversation, looking at the organic ginger, you got to look at the health benefits and the true value. Realize that I don't know how much a percentage of actual ginger is in this particular one. I know that there's different forms and different types that have, more authentic ginger, but it comes from the actual root. So this ginger ale is a byproduct of the actual ginger root. Are y'all with me with that so far? And so it seems as though sometimes we can see that sometimes we can prioritize convenience over the cost of a full benefit because this is already ready. It's there. It's easy. It's simple. Put a couple of dollars until you get that, as opposed to there's more health benefits to the actual ginger root of it being its authentic self, the growing of this, the washing of this, maybe the shading and the crushing, all that it has to go through to produce what it needs to produce, right? Some may value one over the area of the other. And the truth be told, there are times when it is smooth and it's easier to go ahead and operate. And then there's some times it requires some crushing, and not crushing from an area of destroying you in that place and posture, but a crushing because some things that has to take place for us to go ahead and operate from our fullness, our full potential, and coming from that particular level, right, and moving forward. So when we're operating from our true self, our organic ginger, right, which can represent making decisions based on our true values of being authentic, just operating and aligning with God, our deeper sense, our more genuine benefits. Then you bring forth and operate from your being, from which you've been designed to be. There's not a carbon copy pertaining to that. There's an area of being authentic to the root, authentic to your creation, authentic to that area. And as a byproduct of that, staying with that, that you're realizing that abundance is my reality, because as I release these things, as I am one with this, as I'm doing what I need to go ahead and do, that there's an area of greater reality of abundance that hits us. So that leads to that inner, that spiritual, that financial, that material abundance, right? Just as ginger ale is a byproduct of the ginger root. There's many forms of abundance, but your life, that you operating from your true self, that's the area where we have to go ahead. So we have to make a choice to reflect on our authentic values, and our needs, and then we'll see that there's more experience of a richer life, more fulfillment that comes out of it. It's not about just being popular. We will probably see more ads and more money may be put into the area of advertising the ginger ale as opposed to the area of the ginger root. The ginger ale might appear to be more sexy as opposed to the area of the ginger root. But as we're moving forward, it's not just about what's trending. It's not just about what looks good and sounds good, but what is actually from the root. What are we authentically doing? We don't want to have an area of false representation that we are operating from a 100% being ginger, when really it's only a small percentage of that. We want to be authentic to how we are and what we need to go ahead and do. Larry, I see that that's good there. You said crushing of grapes to produce wine, the crushing of the oil to produce the oil. Yes, it's the area of it. And again, I'm not looking at the area of just crushing as into taking things as in being terrible, different things like that. But even looking at the area of pruning process, that's not just a crush, that's the area of lifting up. That there's oil, there's things inside of us for the benefit so that you can release it into the earth realm. All right. So we have to make those choices and be able to move forward pertaining to that. So aligning to our true value, investing more in in our authenticity and being what it is and sitting with God within, right? Not looking just at the external things and what can be made from it, but what does divine, what does source, what does life, what does God say, what does beauty say, what does love say about how we're to operate and how we're being designed. If we sit with that, all right, sit with that and bring that forth, beloved, then everything else that we're looking for, it's going to be a byproduct. It's a byproduct of that. Does that make sense? Talk back to me. Talk back to me. Let me know that this makes sense to you. Let me know if you have any questions, any comments pertaining to that. All right. Various forms, because our desire pertaining to Elevated Podcast for the emerging leaders is for abundance is our reality. I want to share with you that you're not waiting on something to take place. It's nothing outside of you that you're waiting on to take place, that there's things being attracted to you by being you. Just by being you. I want you to sit with that, meditate with that, breathe that in, that there's somebody who needs exactly what you have to offer, exactly what you are to produce from the root, okay? That there's other things that are taking place as you're operating from the root, all right? Again, Lanisha and I, our family, we went away, had a great time. I looked at her, I said, look, we can't sit here and treat this place, this beautiful place that we're in, like we only can go there once a year. Because as I operate and I show up and do what I'm called to do, things will show up. You just never know. We don't want to limit it, but these are expressions. We get to do these things as we show up. As you show up being you, there are other byproducts. There are other things that will happen that will call for you. Come on, somebody. This trip might have been on my dime, but the other one might be in the area of me releasing what it is that I need to release in the earth realm so that other products can be taken place out of there. Come on. So there's other emerging leaders. And I'll tell you right now, man, look, something has shifted on the inside of me where it was just about going on. If you guys have followed my journey, going on about, numbers and results. And right now, I went back to Jesus, right? I went back to Yeshua ben Joseph, and I'm like, what he did with 12. I'm like, Lord, just have me to walk and do life with 12 people and help to coach them to unfold to be exactly what they're. If I can sit with that, pour that in there. Look, if you've seen Lanisha's posts, we've seen some amazing, hard-working brothers and sisters when we were away. And it hit my heart because we would always ask them, are you an entrepreneur? And they would say, no, I'm not an entrepreneur. And I seen the value. I seen their service. If they did a massage for us, it was somebody else who was making all the money and doing this and doing that, so forth and so on. And I'm like, I don't know what they get paid, but if I'm tipping them, are they really getting the tip? Or is this, and then so it just hit my heart. I'm like, oh my goodness, like who can we release this? Who can we share that if they operate and get it from the root? And they're able to form a LLC, a 501c3 if they desire, do that. That it's for them, that they're not just waiting. They don't have to, if they don't want to, work for anybody else. They could contract themselves out, because when you see the value of the root, there's other things that want to be birthed from that. I'll let that sit for a second while I sit on my water from my new elevated podcast cup. Okay. I might even crack open the ginger ale. Okay. And there's another thing too we learned. When you deal with the area of ginger, if you just sit it out like this, after a while, it's going to grow some mold and some different things on that. It's because it's not really putting to its proper use. That's a word for somebody right there. But I actually realized that the area of preserving it, if I put it in the area of water, that it will last a lot longer. And what I realized about water is that water moves all and every space, covers every aspect. Is an aspect of protection, is an aspect of nutrients, an aspect of different. So when there's a hovering that's around the root, that helps to preserve it and move it, and there's a vibration that's connected with it to preserve that. And so I want to share with you that there's life, there's moisture, there's water, there's a flow, right? There's a flow from you being connected. There's a flow from you operating. There's a protection. There's a moisture. There's an area. There's a joy. There's things that connect to that area to be released in the earth realm, so that you go ahead and move forward. So I don't know who needed it. Let me check out these comments real quick as we're moving forward. All right. Yes, embracing my process to produce that. I love it. Hey sis, I see you. This is so good. Thank you. So good. Thank you. There's value in the root. Absolutely. Understanding the value of my root, right? Now, maybe I should have named that as the area of the podcast episode. All right. So yes, knowing your value. Know your value. Somebody put that in the comment section or say it out loud. I know my value. You can say it again. I know my value. It's important for us to know our value, what we produce, not just what we have been told that we produce. Yeah, that hits a little different. Not just what we looked at for others to affirm that we produce. Okay? But knowing for ourselves our value, right? Knowing what benefits you release when you show up. That's another one there. All right. Do you know what benefits you release when you show up? I had the opportunity to do a meditation with the family while we were away on vacation. Some of you guys are watching now, and I appreciate that. And when we were meditating and doing what we were doing, at the very end of the meditation, I had shared with them. I said, look, I need you guys to be aware that look at your area of finances, look at your relationships. I need you to look at your areas of influence. I need you to look at the area of self, because I've realized that when I show up, and Christian Johnson, when I show up, that these benefits take place no matter what. These things take place. So just by participating and being open and aware, by showing up, I realize the area, the value, and the benefits. So I don't doubt at all that somebody has or will be or haven't already seen a financial increase, enrichment in their self, and enrichment in their relationships, or enrichment or area of influence. The call shows up as you're sitting with this now, knowing that I'm showing up, you're participating, you're understanding the area, your value, you're believing it, your words, your thoughts. Come on, somebody. Y'all with me? Right? I share with them that only good, greatness, and awesomeness flows to me and through me all the days of my life. When you believe that, when you embody that, when you are pointing your thoughts, your words, your vibration around that, when you're seeing that, sensing that, when your things, when it's all in alignment and oneness, then then that's what has to take place. So we don't look at the other side and dealing with it. You know what I realized when you operate saying my life is a life of God and how you're defining God? And you're seeing that if my life is a life of God and God, there's no area of worry, there's no area of lack, there's no area of doubt. And you know what I realized too, that God is not worried about an adversary too much either. I'll pause and sit with that as well. All right. So you guys said, I know my value. I love it. All right. So I know my benefits. You can put that in the comment section. You can say that out there as well. I know what I release when I show up. And if you don't, it's no judgment. Sit with that. That's your assignment. What is it when I show up? When I show up, what are the benefits that I release when I show up? Knowing that for yourself. You get that answer. You don't get that answer externally. You get that answer from within. And it took me a while to learn that, to be honest with you, because I would always reach out and say, well, what do you get? It's all external. No. Yeah, that goes this motion. You can do this from the inside out. All right. And here's another one. Know what comes to you and through you as a byproduct of you operating from your business. You got to know what comes to you and through you, right? My declaration is only good, greatness, and awesomeness comes to me. Then that's what I'm expecting to receive and to release. I even say this on a daily basis. What can I give today, right? What goodness can I give? What awesomeness, what greatness can I go ahead and give? And then those things go ahead and come. We're putting that circulation out there for us to go ahead and process and see those things. So know what good, know what comes to you, all right? Know what comes to the root, what comes through the root. I'm trying not to preach on tonight, all right? I know my value. I see you, Tiff. All right, where's Dre? All right. So that's what I want you. Any questions moving forward? Any questions? Any questions so far? All right. Share this. I want you to, if you haven't subscribed, then subscribe to this channel. And I want you to sit with that area of how I'm attracting abundance by bringing that forward. That is my being. That is what that inner tugging, as I'm operating from my true you, the true me, as I'm bringing that forward. Abundance is a reality. It's a byproduct. It's taking place. I am abundant. And you can look around and see what that is. And don't limit what that expression may be. Abundance is not just financial. We know that. It's not, but it's an all-inclusive area. Listen, when you're operating from your true self, every area of your life increases. It increases for the good. So sit with that and operate from that. What is that area of the inner tugging? What is on your heart and mind that you're seeing with? What is the vision? What is the insight? What has been hitting in your heart and mind for a betterment of the earth realm so that there can be a release in the earth realm for greater good and awesomeness, right? What is coming to flow to you and through you all the days of your life? What is it that you're sensing? I see it. I know my value. Abundance is a reality. And for some of you, I want you to just say that every single day. Abundance is my reality. And you can look around. If you look around right now where you are, you can see abundance. I promise you. If you look around, if you sense, you see with that. And then you can sit with that and start from the inside out, sitting with that, the area of oneness, in that place of meditation, that deep breath, just coming from a place of peace. And for some of you too, you're like, man, I feel like I need this. I need that. I'm telling you, you have everything that you need. You have everything that you need. And for some of us, it's an idea. It's not an area of something being tangible as far as materialistic. It's an idea. It's a concept. And then it's the area of just really fully embodying that, learning and understanding, look, this is what I need to sit and process, sit with this, believing this, removing any doubt. This month, we talked about removing limiting beliefs. And we started the month off with, my mind is going blank pertaining to that. See my brother's face and everything else. I apologize pertaining to that. But and then we had Lanisha coming on here as usual, and we've been talking from there, I've been coaching from the area, releasing those limiting beliefs. Listen, there's that mindset. I had a rope, if my son still has it around here. I've been sharing this throughout the month as well. How when an elephant is trained as a baby, a lot of times the limited belief is that they tie it around a post or pole or a tree or whatever the case may be, and they tie the rope around it to keep its movement minimum. And so the baby elephant just keeps going and doing this thing, and eventually it learns that I have a limit. right? And so when it gets older and it's stronger, and it's very stronger than the rope, and it's very stronger than the post that is too, it's trained that this is my limitation. And sometimes we've been looking at the rope and making the rope the thing. Then the rope is just a symbol of an area of a limitation, and that we've outgrown the strength of the rope. We've outgrown the mindset of that. And so we have to come from a mental equivalency, and where we put in our mind, our thoughts, our words, our beliefs, our actions, all pointing towards the area of the freedom of operating straight from the root, from where we are. All right. So for some of you, I want to tell you, it's just a rope. Just look at it, see the situation, say the rope is just a rope. And so there, it just baffles me sometimes. Again, when you look at slavery and different things like that, I always look at the area of mindset. All those people, they had strength, they had power, insight, wisdom, and all those things, but the mindset. So when we become the mental equivalent for the things that we're seeing, as we tap into that, then that abundance is our birthright. It's the area of things that are released. And it's not just for us, because it comes to us to flow through us. So who else can we help? Who else can we help get this mindset, this thought process, to help them move forward and do what needs to be done? That's how we have to just to sit with this. Does that make sense? Is there any doubt? All right. Talk to me. Y'all talking back to me? All right, good. So real quick, I'm going to take some questions and we'll move forward with that. But I want to let you know that what we're doing is, you heard me share about the area of the 12, right? Say yes. All right. So I have a desire to walk with 12 emerging leaders one-on-one, or if it's a couple, then it will, then I'll invite Lanisha to participate. She's watching right now. She's like, what are you talking about right there? But anyway, we'll talk about that later, beautiful. Or we could do a 2-on-2 through an 8-week program. And basically, this program is designed to take you from your passion to a place of abundance and attract profit. And so I won't get into all the details. I'm not going to pitch you right now, but if you are interested, all you have to do is comment interested, or what you can do is email me at christianj@elevateitpodcast.com, and myself or a team member will reach out to you when we launch this program. I'm only taking 12 because I want to put my heart, mind, life, and focus into that as well. Also starting to open up the door for travel and speaking, because this word has to get out. We have people operating from there, unfolding the word of meditation, releasing that, teaching and training, and helping people just to come with a level of peace and sit with God within, to be able to understand the area of mental equivalency and how to operate from these laws and principles that are very much connected to us. So make ourselves aware to move forward pertaining to these things. So this is the time. If that's you, you can comment that you're interested. And like I said, we will get a link to you, as well as you can email me, christianj@elevateitpodcast.com. All right. If there's any questions that you have, I'll look at the comments and see if there's any questions. We're both here. What's up, Dre? You know what, my ribs. All right. Yes. All right. So if there's no questions, then Elevation Nation, I thank you as always for joining us on the Elevated Podcast. Again, if it's your first time, then what I want you to go ahead and do is hit the share button, or take the share and take this link and share this with somebody that you love, that you appreciate, somebody that you're believing in, that greater for their lives, they're an emerging leader, and you know that the word of encouragement for them to start operating from their root. And again, it's not a right or wrong, but this is an area of encouragement from the root. Maybe the last part of this, you just seen it and you're like, look, that word was just for me, by the area of really like that a rope is just a rope, and being set free from that mentality as well. We are here every week. I wanted to try something different and new by going live. And so that's why we didn't post a regular episode with you. So Renee Gaines, thank you for the encouraging words. Thank you. Interested. I see that. Abundance is my reality. I see that. I appreciate it. Look, you guys are awesome. You're amazing. Again, share this with somebody else. Stick around to the next episode that is going to be coming to you. I love you, and you are already blessed. All right. Peace.